My dear people of St. Lucia, today I want to talk with you about something that affects all of us, the growing problem of crime and violence in our country. Right now, we are seeing a lot of hurt and pain around us, from families and communities affected by violence. And it is up to us to work towards peace and unity. As followers of Jesus, we are called to choose the path of love and respect for each other. We have two choices: to follow the way of Cain, who chose harm, or to follow the way of Christ, who sacrificed his life to show us love. It is a choice we all must make: to live as children of God, treating others with kindness and respect. St. Lucia is in a tough spot, where crime and violence have caused real damage. When we hear about the senseless acts of violence every day, it is easy to feel discouraged. But this problem didn't start overnight. It has been building up from years of ignoring the signs and letting anger and hatred grow. Brothers and sisters, the violence and criminality surrounding us must be addressed with urgency. I urge each one of you to join me in creating change. And when I speak of violence, I do not only mean physical violence, such as gun violence, but also the subtler forms, violence expressed through words and actions from all levels of society. I condemn all such destructive acts, whether committed by individuals or by institutions. In the book Catholic Social Teaching, Our Best Kept Secret, the authors Edward de Barry and James Hodge identified structures of sin and structures of grace. They stated thus, and I quote, "Looked at from a faith-based moral perspective, structures that support and facilitate authentic human development can be called structures of grace. Those that obstruct authentic development and obscure the universal common good are structures of sin. While both begin in individual acts, they are gradually consolidated into structures that make change more difficult. They then influence and shape the graced or sinful acts of others." Unquote. In Solicitor Re Socialis, that is the social concerns of the Church, Pope John Paul II also identifies two major intertwined structures of sin in contemporary life. And I quote, "On the one hand, the all-consuming desire for profit, and on the other, the thirst for power with the intention of imposing one's own will on others." To the leaders of state, public institutions, private enterprise, academia, civil society, and the Church, I call upon all of us to constructively and lead by example. It is our responsibility to ensure that our society adheres to the law, but also to embody integrity and virtue in our leadership. Let us strive to be fit and proper leaders, acknowledging that where we fail, we must seek atonement. As a nation, we must strengthen our intelligence gathering mechanism, but they must be rooted in integrity. Just as Christ drove out the money changers from the temple, we too must eliminate corruption. Our efforts must be grounded in truth, justice, and charity, ensuring that both financial and human resources are wisely directed towards the goal. Let us rebuild with a renewed commitment to these principles. Imagine a St. Lucia where everyone chooses peace. Imagine if each of us made an effort to help each other to show compassion, and to support our communities, we can make this happen. But it will take a share of commitment to treat everyone as brothers and sisters. I want to remind you of a special message from St. John Paul II, who said, "Even if the forces of darkness appear to prevail, those who believe in God know that evil and death do not have the final say." Unquote. No matter how hard things get, we cannot lose hope. This is our St. Lucia, and we have the power and the responsibility to make it better. Our church will soon introduce a new program called Angels of Comfort, where people from our church will be there to support families affected by violence. They will offer comfort and direct them to the help they need. We hope to involve the entire Christian community in this mission because supporting each other is a central part of our faith. We also need leaders in government and in the community to act. The Department of Human Services, law enforcement, and our justice system all play important roles in keeping us safe. And they need to be well-resourced, fair, and just. Each of us, from youth to elder, has a role in building a peaceful St. Lucia. Here are 3 steps to start. 1. Control your anger. When you're upset, take a breath. Walk away from the situation. Cooler heads lead to better outcomes. 2. Seek peace by learning and practicing ways to resolve conflicts without violence. Encourage your friends to do the same. 3. Be accountable. Take responsibility for your actions and hold others accountable too, including our leaders. If we can commit to these steps, we can change the future of St. Lucia. Let us build our country as a place of peace and fairness, grounded in the values of justice, truth, and love. Together, we can make St. Lucia a safe and hopeful place for all of us. I thank you, and may God bless each of you and our beloved St. Lucia.